Hey guys, AJ here. Welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to build a pretty decent Minecraft house, just like the one in the thumbnail. So for this build, these are the blocks you're going to need. Now I'm not going to be doing an interior, this is just an exterior build. So if you want to go ahead and grab a bunch of these resources and then come back to the video. But yeah, I'm about to start building, so let's get into the build. Right, so welcome back. So we're going to start building here. So you're just going to want to build a box. So first you're going to go 3, 4, 5. You're going to go 5 high. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you want to line this up with like that. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then stack it up. Just want to make yourself... So you just want to make yourself a box. Now you can make your box any size, you can make it whatever size you want, as long as it still sort of fits within these parameters. Like I've not really messed around with it enough to know what does and doesn't work fully, but I know like the sort of way to do it, and that is to do it this way. And if I could place the blocks, we'd be golden, but it seems like I can't. There we go. Right. So you just want to fill in all the walls of your box fully with spruce planks. You just want to get your spruce planks. Just fill in all the walls, and then once you have filled in all the walls, you want to fill in the ceiling and the roof. The ceiling and the roof. The ceiling and the floor. So once you've got your little box, you just want to want to extend the sides up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just gotta make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you want to do the exact same thing on the top. But this time, when you fill them in, you're going to take your white concrete and just fill it in. So now that you've got your big box with its separated sides, you just want to pick a side. So it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pick this side at the back, and this is going to be how you create like additional rooms to give it so like it's not a complete boxy look. So you just want to come out 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want to make sure that that's equal on both sides, like here and here. And then you want to come up to the same amount and then attach it to the other locks. Make sure that these logs are all pointing up so that you can't see the log shape on the outside. And you want to do that on all the way up. You don't want to just leave one bit out, you just want to do it all the way up so it's nice and sort of centered. There you go, and you just fill them in as well. You also, once you've filled in these bits, you can just break down this wall here. So then you have obviously got the space, and then you can just fill these in if you want to with planks, because it's just all going to line up anyway. Right, so that's our first extension. Now, once you've done your first extension, you want to always make sure you can do another extension. So I'm going to choose this side to make it look more like an L sort of pattern shape like thing. And we're going to come out about, I'm going to say about 4 this time. Again, I think I did 4 last time. And then you just want to link it up again, all the way up to the top. There we go. Now we've got our 2 extensions, we can now start on a doorway. So for a doorway, you would it's more like a balcony. So you just want to come out like this. Come out a couple blocks. You don't want to. You want to come out like the full feature, and then you're going to need to grab some stairs, and then just want to place them like so. Now you're going to want to grab your oak logs and come up to about 3. You want to connect it all the way, but instead of obviously filling them in here, you would just, like, obviously you can fill in this bit if you want to. I'm going to leave mine open for now, and I'm going to take oak fences and place them around the outside. Then here is where my door will be. Of course, you can change this. You can have it like this. You don't have to have it how I just put it. But yeah, so then we can obviously get inside. Now, from here, what you want to do is make sure that all your blocks are placed in. If they are, you can go ahead and start on the next step, which is the roofing. Now, the roof is it's a pretty nice design, in my opinion. Like, all you have to do is come out and down 1, so about here, and overhang it by 2. And then what you want to do is just double down on that and just make it go up all the way till you can see the opposite side. Now, here it's going to be there, out 1. Wait, is that there? We want to make sure that there is the 1 block gap here. Then you just want to combine them like that. Once you reach the top, you just want to have them both upside down, and then place 2 at the top like this, and then upside down like that. And then you're going to want to make sure that that goes to the opposite side as well. Make sure that it's in line and everything. Like, make sure that the whole thing goes around. So if we do it this side, you want to fill it out so it's just like this. Now, obviously, because of these bits, it's going to be a bit tougher, so you can come down to about here and combine, come to the same thing and combine them like so. And then this side, 1, 2. Then you do the same thing. You want to make sure that all of the stairs lap round. 1, 2. 1, 2. Just want to follow the patterns and then combine it there. Sorted. Now, if you notice in the middle chord, 141 and 143, they're not guaranteed to line up, because if you look here, this is where the big one would end. Here is for that one, and then this bit here is for that one, but we need to bring it down one more. Make sure it's out, down and out one more.
Connection to the wall.
Now, if we go off of this, we can start on the next part, which is just going up like this. Which you can always do the walls the same sort of bit if you would like to, but you don't actually have to. So we're going to go to about here, and then fill in this bit here. Right, you don't want to place on the top one, because that's where the slabs will be going. So then you just want to finish off the roof. Once you've finished the roof, you want to grab your slabs and just place them so that they can join with the stairs. And then you've got like this sort of design on the roof. Now obviously you have the gap, so what you would do here is you would break these down and fill it in with white concrete. You would also then get rid of this line here and fill it in with concrete there, making it look all clean. And you want to do that on the exact opposite side as well. Now if this doesn't line up, don't worry, you can redo it, which I'm about to do, and get rid of all the stairs to make sure no confusion. You can always keep them there for future reference. Like right here, it can go over, and you can put another one here. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the pattern and come out by 2. Let's see, 1, 2. So we're out away from the middle of the thing by 2 blocks. Now when you fill it in, if you realize that there are blocks in your way, you can just get rid of them, like, because this is where the roofing will go, so it will cover most of the blocking anyway. And you want to make sure it does connect. And you want to make this will be where it lines up, so you want to make sure it's all in line, make sure it's all attached. It'll be about here, 1, 2, and follow the pan. There's a lot of pans you just follow, and then there's a bit of randomness as well. There you go. And same style. Like you can also do this with the side parts if you would like to. You don't have to, because unless you're building an attic, you don't really see them anyway. So then you just want to break these, make sure these bits are clear, and then you just want to carry on filling in your roof. There you go. And what you want to do is just follow the slabs again, all the way up to the stairs, and then you want to put in some spruce fences to make your roof look like this. Now, if you want to add a bit more design to your roof, you can go ahead, but that's how I'm doing my roofs. Now, you can also do this roof here. Like, if you want to come out to here, put it into the part there, bring it out to, make sure it also lines up on the opposite side. You also want to make sure your roof isn't too far off to one side. So for example, see how this comes down and the other side doesn't? It's because it'll be different. So it starts on this one here, which is 138, whereas this one is a bit further down. That's only because of this roof, which if we were to if we extend, you will find does line up, but the only issue with that is obviously here. So what we need to do then is make sure that it all connects in, and then you fixed that little bit there, because you want to make sure that there's no bits missing, and you want to make sure that it's all the same length, as otherwise you'll just get some uneven parts to your bit, to your ceiling, and nobody wants uneven parts to their ceiling. Now the roof is a bit lower, and then you can come back to your porch. Now I like to build it so that it's in line with that bit there. Now I usually only do about one, maybe still do the same two overhang, but you don't have to if you don't want to. See how it's not fully there? So what I would normally do, if obviously because this is the same size, we don't want it to be the same size. So if we shrink it down by one,
just want to make sure that you've got your whole area sorted before you continue to build. You want to make sure everything looks aesthetically pleasing and not just, following the video. If you don't like how it looks, don't follow it, obviously.
But yeah, so we go up by the two, because obviously now we have the logs in line with the stairs, and then we do the same tactic as the other couple of times. Now you fill that in and you have your part here. Now I would usually, like for this part, just fill it in with obviously the stairs. Obviously you don't have to. Not there if you do anything that the tutorial really gives you, but yeah, so there you go, you've got your whole area, and then you can just you can either fill this in or leave it. I'm going to get rid of the pole, fill in that and make it look like it goes into the ceiling, like it's holding it up, and then we've got that. We're going to move the pole about here. There you go, and you've got your boxed area. Now here you've got your porch area. Now you can do whatever you want with it, so I'm just going to get a flower pot and a couple of other little bits. So I'm going to put a flower pot here with a chair and then a table. Actually, no, I'm not, because this will get in the way. So I'm going to put a chair like this with a table here. There we go, and then put another flower pot here and get rid of that one. Right, now we're going to start on some windows. Now for the design of the windows, you will need stairs, the glass panes, and obviously quartz stairs for the up top. Now I'm going to move this in a second, and what you want to do for this is change it so it's like this. Break out your blocks and then start on your window. So here is the window. Here is the first window anyway. So there's our first window. Now you can do this one here. This is the only time you ever use it for, or you can just stick to the classic one-way window, which is what we're going to do here and keep in our table. So what you're going to want to do mainly is, if you look inside of how you have got your building, see you've got your rooms. Now if we step over here, we can put a window here and a window here. You want to try and make your windows as nicely placed as possible, morely for the outside view. You want to always make sure they are like this. Now this is how your window will look if you follow this build, but if you have room and you do it one higher, always make sure to put this like this. Now obviously I can't do it this time because obviously I've built it one too low. But what you just want to follow how, like, you just want to place your stairs and then place your panes. You don't need to have as loads of windows. You just want to have enough till you're satisfied with how many you have. So you can walk in and be like, oh nice, I've got some nice amount of windows. They still look nice, even if it's like one too low, which you can raise it up, obviously. But this is where I would put my kitchen and then like storage maybe. So I'm gonna put my stairs about here. Now we have our second floor. Here we have our full white room, and if you want to, in the corner, place a log to make it look like you've got supports. Only in specific corners, of course. Now, the difference between the upstairs and the downstairs is the upstairs you have a bit more room to play with your windows. Now what I mean by this is you want to make them a bit more like randomized. Like, so if I say I put one here and then I put one here and then I put one here, that's morely what I mean. So obviously this would be here, then you have, this is how the design should be. Now this one only properly works if you create the attic. There you go. Bit random. Bit of randomness in there. Right, so here is going to be a bit different. We're not going to put windows here. You'll see what I mean by this. But yeah, so you want to make sure you've got enough windows. Like enough room for your windows. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to grab this and put it all the way up here. There we go. Now we've got some stairs to get up and down to all the attic. There you go, there's your attic. Now, I'm not going to do anything in the attic, I'm just putting that there so you can sort of see. So here we're going to have a bit of a balcony. Now when you make your balcony you want to make sure that it's not too square, like by doing, like adding in a corner piece like this. And then you want to grab your oak fences. I'd say just extend this out by one, because you want to have enough room for a bit of a balcony. There you go. Make sure to always change out any logs that are seen in the floors or the roof or the walls. Like, that's fine how that is. Quite fine. You can just, boom, that's done. So then what you want to do is grab your doors. And here you have your balcony. So you can have a chair there and a chair there, and then a table and a table. And then you can have a flower pot here. Nope, wrong one. Now when you have a balcony like this, you want to make sure that you obviously don't have windows like directly like this and this. And when you see this like little bit, I'm going to show you why. Because of the fact, if I get rid of this here, what I need a wall like this, because I need it to sit a certain way. Is it that way? Yeah, it's got to be that way. And then you just slowly, if I can place, yep, build it up so it looks like it's holding that bit there. There you go, you got your supports. Now you can keep the windows, but you might not really want to, and if you do, you can always get rid of the middle bit so that it's obviously not correlating there, and you can have your nice bits here. Now when I have areas like this, what I like to do is grab my grass and my leaves, obviously, and just build around it like this, and then I'll fill it in. And then I'll grab my leaves and we have ourselves a little gardening area. You want to also dig out this bit. There we go. And we got a bit of variation into that bit of the build. So we have a couple more windows to do. So obviously we can do this one and this one. Now you don't have to do it all the way I do it. You can do it a bit differently if you wish. This is just how I do it. Like, usually you can have one window up, one window more down, but in this version of the build you can't really get that without a bit of issues. So there we have our windows. So now, as you can see, we're basically done for the main area of the build. If you want to carry on watching, we're going to be doing a bit of texturizing now. So what I mean by this is we grab our calcite, our oak leaves, and our deep slate tile stairs. And if we start with the stairs, you just want to change these a bit random. So you don't have set ones to change. Just try not to clump them all together. Like, don't do like straight next to each other.
Because that just doesn't look good. You can do it diagonal and then you can come down like this, and do it that way, but don't over clump. Don't clump. It's essentially the main aspect of this texturing. So I do it, I just try to, I do a bit thing where I just slide over a little bit and I just place them a bit like this. The only problem with that is that sometimes you're left with bits like this and then you sort of clump. So then what you do is you get rid of this one, get rid of this one, get rid of this one because obviously you don't want too many on one bit, get rid of that, and then place one right there. There we go.
So now we have our roof texturing essentially done. We then move on to the wall texturing. Now we want to use calcite here, so we're not obviously don't want to use too much. You just want to go around at points and place it in.
Don't want to overdo it. Make sure to place it nicely as well. You don't want to make it look too out of place. You just want to work it in where you can and get little bit by little bit. Make sure to also get little bits in the corners as well.
There we go. So now we've got our calcite texturing done. We want to move on to leaves. Now the leaves I don't really do a lot, but what you can do is just place them all along here. And just make it look a bit more nature-like.
You want to make sure not to overdo it a bit. Like, you don't have to do the leaves, but I'm doing the leaves just for a little bit of an aesthetic. I also want to fill in you can also put them here. There we go. And that is nearly done.
There we go, and that is how we build our rustic house. Now, if you have more, depending on how you have actually structured your house, you can add more balconies, you can add more bits like this, you can add a bit of water into them. Make sure that you don't miss anything. But if you guys did enjoy this tutorial, don't forget to leave me a massive like, a comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on post notifications to get notified every time I upload. And if you want to see more tutorials, let me know, and let me know if there's any requests you want me to do. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Good. Bye.